Hello, these are your video instructions for your character analysis, whether you do a visual format or a written format. So you are going to be choosing a protagonist from one of the short stories you read this week. So you read two short stories, and so you need to, first of all, know who the protagonist is in both of those stories, and then choose which protagonist you want to analyze as a character. You can look at your notes. You can go back and look at the story, pull that up again. You can use all that information. So you're going to choose a format, whether you want to do visual, that means that's something that's seen, or written, something that you would write out. So let's take a look at what the visual one looks like. Actually, first of all, I want you to take a look at this critical thinking skills Google slide. Okay, so when you open that up, it'll look like this, and it's going to take you to, and now our analyzing is the first critical skill that we're really going to focus on. So if you click on the video tutorial here, it's going to be a video of me kind of explaining how to analyze. I've got a description of what it is. It's a verb. It is an action word because there's action going on in your brain while you're doing it. These are 3 videos that I found that I really like. Their description of what analysis is and how to do it. And they kind of grow in length. So this one's the shortest. This one's in between. That one's quite lengthy. I think it's like around 11 minutes or something like that. But it goes really in depth. So depending on how much information you think you need, you've got a short, a medium, and a long video to check out here. The second page then, I break down different ways that you would analyze different objects or different things. So if you were looking at a book cover, remember, to analyze means to break it apart and look at each individual part and see how they work together. So to break a book cover, you'd look at pictures, text, colors, awards, location, all of that. For character, which is what you're going to be doing, a character analysis, if you take your character and you break it apart, some of the ways would be physical appearance, their relationships, how they work with other people or what other people think about them, their personality, their thoughts, their actions, because sometimes their thoughts are very different from their actions, their words or speech, what they say, their intelligence, what are their habits, their hobbies, skills and talents. A skill is something that somebody gets really good at because they practice it over and over and over again. A talent is something that is born within you. It is innate. It's something that you can just do naturally without having to think about it. Many times your skills come out of your talents because you are talented musically. That means you may have the skill of playing the guitar or playing the piano. Okay. So those are just a few of the ways, I mean, there's a lot more than even that, of how you could analyze a character. Okay, so take a look at those things, pick some videos, and then choose if you want to do a visual analysis or a written analysis. The visual analysis is you're going to be drawing a picture or you're going to be drawing, having some images, some doodled words, but you're also going to include text in this. So on an 8x10 piece of paper, like a regular piece of printer paper, using your 2-page spread of notes, I want you to show your understanding, your analysis of your chosen protagonist. And these are the things I'm really looking for. So identity, write a quote from the story that demonstrates some fundamental aspect of the character's identity. So you got to think about identity, what makes up a person's identity, and then find a quote from the story that will help anybody who's not read this story understand something about your character's identity, who they are. Okay. Physical description, draw some images that would provide a physical description of your character. What is their emotional description? So create images or doodled words. Doodled words are kind of fun, that represent the character's emotional description. A pivotal moment. So you're talking about the protagonist, right? They have to make a decision. They have to take action. That's what leads to that climax. So what is that pivotal moment in your story? I'd like you to draw an image of that and include a quote with the image that provides the pivotal moment for your protagonist. And then relationships. Create images or doodled words that show what other characters think about your protagonist in the story. Okay. And you'll notice these, if you have all of these things, then that would be satisfactory. You want to get to exemplary. I'm looking for something like this. I want to see it kind of colorful. I want to see a full page. There shouldn't be a whole lot of white space. If you include more than just these 2 quotes, that would be exemplary. 2 quotes, that meets the expectations. But if you want to go above and beyond, you need to have more than 2. Okay, so be really colorful. If you want to do a pattern like you see here, you can certainly do that. Or if you want to be a little more creative, you can do that as well. So that's what a visual analysis would look like. The written analysis is basically a 2-chunk character analysis paper, or paragraph, sorry. So I have included some slides to walk you through how you would write that. So if you want to just go through these, you've got your prompt, your TAPF, right? So what is the topic? Who is the audience? What is the purpose? And what is the format? So if you just kind of read through these, this should help you with that. And then a 2-chunk paragraph. Chunks are basically the concrete detail or your text evidence, your quote from the book, and then 2 sentences of commentary. So commentary doesn't come from the story. Those are your thoughts, your ideas, and your insights about how that quote proves what you're saying about your character, who you think your character is, your analysis of your character. So you should have 2 of those chunks. That means your paragraph should have 2 quotes from the story and then 2 sentences for each of your quotes that really explains how that quote proves what you think about who your character is. So in order to, that's not that one, a satisfactory would be those 2 quotes and 4 sentences of commentary, as well as the topic sentence and the concluding sentence. If you want to go exemplary, maybe add 3 chunks, have 3 quotes with 2 sentences of commentary, or maybe have your commentary go more in depth. You'd still have 2 quotes, but you would have maybe 3 or 4 sentences of commentary to really elaborate on your explanation of how that quote proves what you think about your character. Okay? So those are your options if you want to do the written or the visual analysis. If you decide to do the visual analysis, take a picture of it and add it to this assignment. Again, make sure it's easily readable so that I can see your quotes, so I can read the doodled words and everything that you put on there. If you decide to do the written analysis, you would just use this Google Doc right here. Okay. So the written, it's already in there. You just type it in. If you're doing the visual, you're going to have to take a picture of it and upload the picture. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Otherwise, I am excited to see your analysis.